Hello and good evening from here, and also maybe good morning and good afternoon. And I'm really happy to be able to open up this retreat. It would be interesting to hear from you what other words that are coming up from the title, the fire and the flames, and what is coming to your mind with this subject. Meanwhile, we'll just welcome in the French translator. Get her assigned. But let's hear your impressions and maybe what you'd like to explore also. While you're putting that in the chat, I always like to get the quotes, and this is by Ferdinand Foch. The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. Very powerful. He's a French general. And this is also beautiful. Irish poet William Butler Yeats said, education is not the filling of a pail, like a vessel, but the lighting of a fire. And sometimes referred to as a seed. Ideas are like seed, but here, especially spiritual knowledge, it is really so true. So we've got some feedback that Supreme Friend is like a flame and we are flames. Okay, so it's one interpretation. And for me, the idea of determination, strong feelings come up with this. Cleaning at the deepest level. Yes, this is like the purification. Fire of yoga is specific, and also it makes me think of the opposite. The fire of vice, we need fire of yoga. So let's make a start. I'm going to welcome in Prashant, and as always, we really value your contribution, and happy to see you in camera if you can. And good evening, Prashant. Over to you.
Hello, and thank you. And very welcome in the special time of spring. Let us start with the minute of silence and maybe silent peace and the opposite of fire. And in this minute, we come to that supreme sky with eyes open, eyes closed. Emphasis is experience and concentration. We come to that region beyond, region of light and color. The home. Thank you. The the fire and the flame, these are very, very important words in Baba's dictionary. And with a very clear reason, fire brings about transformation. Now, if you put something in fire, everything changes. And if you want to remove the alloy from any metal, you need fire. There is no other method other than fire. Fire has a power to melt things and separate any other alloy from the precious metal. Purification happens through fire. If you want to put an alloy into a metal, if you want to put the alloy in gold, then also you need fire. So fire has power in both ways. And we will be seeing which fire brings the alloy and which fire removes the alloy. Our whole idea of yoga, Baba uses the word yoga agni, fire of yoga. If it is just simple, just remembrance, but there is no fire inside, then I don't think it will lead to purification. There may be some benefit, like mindfulness. It will give some benefits. At that level, we may have some benefits for the body and health, that kind of thing, relaxation. But for purification, to remove the alloy, to remove the Ravan's department, we need the fire. Things have to melt. And then the purification is possible. Our aim is not just understand the theory behind this, but also to create a momentum today, tomorrow, where we are coming in the experiences of this. I'll be using the board. It is a bit of a surprise today. I have not used the board in the first minute. You have to wait for the first few minutes. Otherwise, the board comes right to in the first second. And most important thing for us is to know that we have our world, we have our home. All the impurities come because of the wrong relationship with the story world. That is where the impurities come. Story is nice, it is a great, extraordinary gift for everyone. Just like if in your town there is a drama company, comes to perform some drama, it is not a problem. It is nice. When does it become a problem? There is this drama company here and there's a performance. When does it become a problem? Do you want to tell? He said, we got our home and everything is so wonderful. Everyone is happy and they are immortal. And there is a great performance, drama. And they are minding their own business, drama company. It has a beginning and so does it become a problem?
Yes, when we forget who we are, when we say mine, when we identify with the roles, people in the physical world, claiming.
Yeah. So here already we get an idea, how it is not just we are involved with this theater. Ravan starts its fire. There is an intoxication of Ravan that comes in. It is all madness, but there is an intoxication. And it can happen even today. For example, you got just some new shoes or new hat, and someone says, "Wow, this is so smart. It's so looks so right for you, and it matches absolutely with your tie." And the moment you feel flattered by this, that is already fire there. Some intoxication that is coming from here, from the story, and some excitement that is coming there, and being flattered, the praise, and these are the fires. Already it has started. In spite of having knowledge, spiritual knowledge, you might find you are creating more alloy within yourselves. You are going in this direction. More alloy is coming in the soul. Ordinarily, and just now you used the word identification. Identification is a absolute madness. You are using the letter I to something which is not I. That is what we mean by this word identification or false identification. Like some friend of yours, visiting you, and if he starts to believe he is the lamp post, and really believes, it is not just a joke, he really believes that he is the lamp post, you will call an ambulance. You will feel this is serious problem here, psychological problem. When we are talking of identification, it is as serious as that. No difference. In one case, he thinks he's the lamppost. In other case, he thinks he's the body. It has nothing to do with that story. It is body is part of that story expansion, paraphernalia, mask for that theater. And this invisible actor is now believing that he's the mask, he's the body. No difference. One person thinks he's the lamppost. Such a level of madness is imbibed, is gone into. He lives with that whole life. You need very strong fire for that to bring in such an alloy within the system. And these alloys come during our lifetime, a lifetime of constantly trying to get some intoxication from this story world. It is an unlawful intoxication. Ravan's intoxication. Just as we said, we give the example of praise or excitement, flattery, but then whole department of Ravan opens up, and we continue creating bondages on top of bondages at a deep level. So senses, intoxication that comes through the senses, sense pleasures, sense objects, lust, they all are taking the soul into this downward spiral, deeply trapped. With fire, all this provides fire. What people think is good time, they are absolutely looking for next hit, These are all the hits of 10 hits of Ravan. And so that is one side of the equation that explains how these angelic souls have become ullu. They're upside down. They have become bats. They were like Allah, they were like God, but now they are thinking they are the bodies. It is not just thinking they are the bodies, it's upside down. They try and get a feel of this. This is there was a time when we experienced very clearly the alokik and the avyak, that dimension, invisible and divine, eternal. That is our word. And it is godly. Very naturally, we experienced this, and that was our family, and the soul family, and our supreme companion, and our home. That was natural. And we knew that there is a story there, there is a drama. Just as we were saying, in your town, there is a drama company. You say there is a drama company. Our home is different, our world is different. That is the way you saw. And it was not a sort of meditation experience that was normal for you. What has happened now, in spite of knowledge and all, what has happened? Our resting thinking may be that we are from this physical world. Where is your address? You might say, my address is such and such postcode, and this is my street, this is my address, this is my family. Deep inside, you might feel your world is very much in this place, country, and this body is definitely bodily, this character, that is me. And I got this job, and I got this office, and I'm soon going to get further progress here in my position. This is your position. And then you are thinking of the home. You are understanding the home. You are having yoga with the home. Some might not even want to know that there is a home. But even those who know of the home, they say, okay, we create a time to remember the home. Maybe you need concentration and attention to do this. But that's finished. Okay, that is, here is my world, and my family are all here. My friends are all here. This is upside down. That what Baba called today, upside down. You at one time very naturally saw your that whole physical world is an extra world. It is not your world. It's an extra world, and it is a foreign world. It is nothing to do with you. That story world, it is a foreign world. Is it true? It is a foreign world. Everything of that is foreign. It is not yours. Can you tell me one reason why we can say it's a foreign world? That includes everything of your town, country, your bank account, everything is from the foreign world. You may have the passport and the visa, but what is one reason why you would say this is a foreign world? Or just a belief? I just need to accept this.
It's constantly changing. We're just visiting its world of matter. We're not matter. We're not residents. We have an exit. There's an end. It's limited.
Yeah, excellent. So we have a guaranteed exit. And it is without our permission. It is as if you're out, and you have no choice to say, I want to stay there 1 minute longer. I want to take something. To believe that that is mine, it is like a shameless claim. And that is the way we are in this confusion. And we said it is the Ravan's madness that is going on. And we say, this is mine. And we sort of put our names there and labels there. And the truth is, not one atom there is mine. It is a foreign world. And the body is part of it. Body and the whole role. That also is part of the foreign world. Invisible soul is saying this. This is a foreign world. And his world is alaukic. That's why we are reminding, and we have to remind ourselves often, many times, that our world is alaukic and invisible and divine, eternal, godly. We saying this, the invisible witness, he's saying it. He is waking up to this whole reality. Because of this alloy, he has gone into such a wrong direction. Even the idea of the self is based upon the foreign world where they have no control on anything and claiming things and living in this bubble. And suddenly he's out and just he has wasted his time, may end up creating problems or penalties for himself. So the need of coming out, removing this alloy, that's why we need all this. You want to say anything, add anything? Foreign world is not a problem. We said it earlier. Drama is not a problem. Performance is not a problem. Foreign world is not a problem. You just need to know that it is a foreign world. Then you have the right attitude towards it. People go to foreign countries, but they go to watch. They are observers. They go as tourists. If they do something else, they may get a penalty. So also here, this invisible souls, they come here as invisible witness. And that is great, that is fine. As long as they don't confuse themselves and they don't make a claim. They don't cross this dotted line. This dotted line is line of ignorance. To forget, even some basics of our world, then it is ignorance.
You said, Prashant, that if I understood correctly, that we first have a relationship where we know it's a theater. So is it like, could you just expand on that a bit?
Yeah. Yes, we said it is a theater, a story. We come in it, but it's a foreign world. And the whole lot is a foreign. It is not our world. But the intoxication that it offers, that is an intoxication under confusion, intoxication of ownership, for example. This is mine, and I'm collecting more gold here, and amazing, look at this, all mine. And there is an intoxication with this. And then that takes me into, makes me to cross the line further. And that is where the alloy comes in. All kinds of intoxication that come under the cover of that ignorance. Sarah, want to add anything?
Yes, I was just inquiring, like when the soul first comes, it must be so extraordinary to grasp that community of souls that are very clear this is foreign, like a virtual world, and the joy is not because of there being a stone or no stone. It's just, and so I wonder that consciousness must realize it's foreign and also maybe more like a theater. So yeah, want to grasp the contrast, and of course then it really stands out when we bring to the mind exit, and it also could be imminent, this fire, but just trying to grasp that consciousness when we first come. Yeah, thank you.
And let's create some time and experience in our posture right way up. From upside down, let us come. First step for us is to use our best sight, best intellect. That's a precondition. Because if the starting position is confusion, we have crossed the line, so we have to check. This moment, am I using the best intellect? And with this spiritual intellect, we can see clearly story as story. And if it's a foreign world, we see it as a foreign world. And we are also able to see the alokik, the real world, our home. This world is, we see it in the image of a sky, world of light. In this environment, alokik environment, alokik, nice word for this is unearthly. In other words, we are beyond the story. In this environment, the true self becomes conscious. He sees himself as an invisible witness. This moment, an invisible witness is understanding his complete independence from the story. In the state of confusion, he thought that story world was his world. That's what he thought. In full light, in this full clarity, the invisible witness is seeing that his world is independent from the story world. He is separate. That's why the witness. For him to be like a presence, invisible presence, is normal. Invisible, not made of atoms and molecules. To be immortal is normal. This moment, even though Prashant is talking here, he knows his complete independence from the story, from the world of matter, body, characters. Different completely. That's why the invisible witness, separate, independent, is conscious. He knows his world is that supreme sky. That's where he belongs. He knows of his true family. Just like anyone wakes up from sleep, then he, in a second, realizes where he belongs, which family he belongs, where is his home. Knows what is his and what is not his. Same invisible witness through self. He wakes up and understands he belongs here to this family. They all are like living stars. They all belong to this supreme sky. What is most fascinating for him, this is a world where all are immortal. World is eternal and all are immortal. All are eternally safe. All are beyond harm. Nothing in the three worlds can harm them, even the slightest. Story cannot harm anyone. In this full clarity, this is so obvious to them. Just as someone might say, television, some story doesn't harm him. In the story, on the screen, there are fires and floods, but it is not harming him. Same is the experience of the invisible witness. He knows everyone is beyond harm. Everyone is immortal. Everyone is safe, eternal, without needing anything. They don't even need air or water. Such is this dimension. Why they naturally experience a state which is ignorant of desire. And if they are ignorant of desires, they are ignorant of worries and they are ignorant of sorrows. Ignorant of attachments. Ignorant of Ravan's confusion. They are Ravan free. This region is Ravan free. Naturally, they are egoless, viceless. All are like this. We are seeing this timeless reality that everyone is naturally in the state of silent joy. If there are no vices and no desire, what remains is silent joy. This is the natural state of everyone. Silent contentment. We are just seeing this and also realizing that this is our true family. The bond has been there for eternity. Those whom we knew for eternity. Invisible witness is woken up to discover his very dear family. They all are harmless and they know they are beyond harm. When anyone is in this state, they can afford to be 100% innocent. They don't need to be having this cunningness to survive. They are childlike. At the same time, they are godlike. They have wisdom. They know the truth. They are free from Ravan's confusion. So they are godlike and they are childlike. All and always. We are seeing this family. They all are lovely, loving, and lucky. Invisible witness understands that he is in a world that where he belongs. He is in a world which is the true world. He is in truth. He is not in a story world. He is in the real world. He is in the world where there is true family and they all are divine beings. If there is zero Ravan, then you get this title divine. No demon, then it is Divya. It's true family. They're all noble, royal, godlike. And this is forever. He is seeing this world with the God and world of God. With God. One who is the wisest and one who is the highest is the father and companion. He has woken up to discover this. He discovers the worthiness to belong to God, worthiness to have company of God, worthiness to be loved by God. Invisible witness. Invisible witness, he doesn't mix his life with the world of the story. That is his attention. To mix life with the world of the story, that is what confusion is. That is where Ravan comes in. Invisible witness, his strength is clarity. And clarity is at this point, not mixing his life with the story. And then he is connected to this whole experience. He knows his world is of disbelief, beyond belief. Not many would think that it is possible to have a world where everyone is perfect and everyone is good and everyone is loving, authentic, and God and immortality and happiness forever. Timeless world. Not many think or dream of something like this. Invisible witness wakes up to this. The biggest prize anyone can ever win. There is no bigger prize, any kind of prize. Here we are talking about truth to start with. When everyone is in this Ravan's falsehood, they live in this story and they may be getting prizes and medals. Here you are in the world of truth, world with God, worthiness, loved by God, loved by the great family, world of immortality, beyond harm. Every aspect is of amazement. And when he's seeing this story, he sees the story as a wonderful gift, extraordinary gift. Every moment, every scene of that story is extraordinary for him. Absolutely, he knows story is harmless. As always, all stories are harmless. But this story is done in such details and such a scale, such a big performance. He sees the story the right way, not with Ravan's confusion. And so story is also a great story. He is not going there to claim anything. He is the invisible witness. Every scene comes and it goes. He remains that foreigner in that world, happy to be that observer. He is the prince. In his world, he is the prince, eternal prince. As he continues on his journey, he understands the extraordinary richness of his world. He knows that truth of everyone is beautiful. Thank you. First thing that happens in this, what we experienced, it is like the waking up, soul waking up and seeing clean. It is not mixed practice. If there is a little bit of mixed effort, then the ego has no problem in having meditation, talking about God. Ego has no problem. But the limitation is ego cannot experience. And ego will not experience the fire. And words will be there, and the knowledge is there, understanding is there, but the fire will not be there. This is why the first step we take is use the best intellect and use the best sight and let the invisible soul wake up. You start from the sky. You're not starting from the Cinderella world. You are starting from the soul. He wakes up. He has not come here from Mr. Harry. He is not the soul of Harry. No, soul has woken up. And when he wakes up, he understands his world with, it is not mixed. He understands his world clean, without interference of ego. Then these experiences begin. And these experiences, each of these things we spoke about, whether it is discovering truth and the world of amazement and wonder and your world of family, these are all different fires. Discovery, you are meeting your true family. In any world, even here, someone meets their, some long lost brother or child, there is huge. They spend their whole life to meet again. So here you are meeting your very dear true family. And that whole thing becomes so rich and important when we bypass the ego. Ego will go in a complete purification, and ego will go in its own time. But in this, taking some steps, you bypass the ego. It doesn't become an ego-based effort. Let us hear some thoughts from you.
Thank you. It's helpful to have this made firm and reiterated about starting clean. Some queries are about understanding one question, but the body, isn't it mine? even it is temporary, but it wasn't. It was made especially for my experience, was it not?
Yes, and that's fine. So what is the question?
Just questioning, is in the body, can you not say at any level it is mine? That was a question made for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can be going to some foreign land and they might make something, make a chair, especially to my size. They make some special arrangement for me to sit there for 2 minutes. Nice, thank you for the hospitality. But they don't expect me to take the chair with me when I am leaving the place, just because I use it for 5 minutes. This world, I can't take one atom from this world with me. And that even if someone wants to give it to you, I can't take one atom from that world. And that's why it can't be mine. But other aspect to know, I don't need it. Like say there is some chair. I don't need those chairs in my home. My home there are other things. Same here in this home of ours, true home. We don't need things of atoms and molecules and gadgets and human bodies. We don't need them. They are there for the story, for that plot. You need them for that place. As a trustee, we use them, trustee, and we leave them there. Then we do not break the law, and we stay behind the line. Happy to go there, happy to leave. The moment we get just impressed with something there, already it is entering into Ravan's fire. Alloy starts coming in. I just get impressed. And that energy of getting impressed, intoxication of getting impressed. I'm not even saying this is mine, but another fire starts coming in.
Thank you. If the story doesn't affect the soul, why does the soul become impure? Is it just because the soul forgets the home and reality?
The story doesn't affect, is that
Yeah, the statement is the story doesn't affect the soul. So as the soul comes, so he leaves. Why does the soul become?
story remains story, but just like in your town, there is a theater created, and some Shakespeare drama is going on, and there are villains in the drama. That story doesn't affect the town at all. That story is story there, and the town is, everything goes. They don't even know about the story, maybe, but if some the person from the town goes into that story to watch the story and gets into such confusion, wants to own things, falls in love with the princess on that stage, and and wants to buy some gold there on the stage. That is his problem if he believes like that. That cannot be stopped. A story director, producer cannot stop someone believing in something and some getting into confusion. So same thing here. These invisible souls they are the invisible audience, as we said. They are the witness. Maybe the actors, but they are not part of the story. They put on a mask, act, and they leave. It is like that. But they are not part of the story. Story has got a script, and story has got dragons, and this story goes on. Actor has to leave the mask and go back home. Then he is very sensible. If he goes there and gets confused, it is his choice. And once you cross the line, confusion brings more confusion. Bondage brings more bondages until he goes right to the down floor. He is absolutely living in that story afterwards. That is possible. That is what has happened to us. And what we were saying at the beginning, we now understand, okay, that is a story, and we have created this huge bondage. We think we are Cinderellas. It is that kind of a confusion. And we know we are souls, we are actors, and we understand it all. But even understanding doesn't remove the alloy. Alloy is much, much deeper. And that is why Baba says it is not just knowledge. Now you need to come into yoga. And yoga is you are experiencing the full truth. But just if you are experiencing just as words, that is not enough. That is not going to remove the alloy. It has to get into the fire. Means we have to come into the feelings of experience and intoxication. And that is different. These fires need to come. Just like to get the alloy within the soul, you need fire. Fire of, we use the word flattery, fire of lust, fire of, excitement, Ravan's sense pleasures. You need those fires to create the alloy. It is with those fires that he goes into this spiral. He goes down. Now we need a different fire to take us up. And our fire, as starting position, we have to be with the best intellect. That's why we use the word paras for that. Use the best intellect. And we are taking up one big caution here to bypass the ego. Ego blocks the spiritual experiences. That's why the emphasis. Start from the sky. Start from the soul. Yeah, let us hear some thoughts from you.
If someone is experiencing physical pain in the body, that can feel more real than the experience of observing one's role. So, any thoughts on that? It was a comment.
Pain appears real. Yes, pain is there. So what you understood the question?
It was a comment.
Just a comment.
Saying it is a challenge to be the observer because that doesn't appear as real as the pain experienced through the body. So implied it becomes an obstacle.
Look, we will get the opportunity to come back, but even 1 minute, in the 5 minutes, we have to use the best intellect so that we are awake to this dimension beyond the story. That is the necessary step for us. Otherwise, we are so as if drowning in that story world that that is all that exists for us. We think about it, we experience it, we complain about it, but we are in that pot. Here we are, even for 5 minutes, stepping out of it. It is like an adventure. I will read some words, and these words are the different flames of the fire. So, for our purification, we need fires, and in the earlier practice, these are the different flames that you will experience. We'll come back, we'll get a chance to re-experience again. one flame or fire. I will just be reading the list of things. Just enthusiasm. And there was a statement, first, what quote that Sarah read, and that said, there is nothing to compare with one who is already fired. Sarah want to say it exact words. There is no comparison to the one who is already on fired.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Yeah. So, if someone is absolutely, that motivation and that energy, he will reach the destination, and whether he's fired by this. Here we are talking about how people use this, they are fired to go downward. Here you are fired to go upwards. It has to start somewhere, and that is why we are here. We are here because we recognized something. There has been some light seen there. But as we go further, it will only increase. And the enthusiasm behind this whole thing, enthusiasm of the destination and the process, that is like one flame. Success. And it is said the whole game is, we said we are going for a lottery, biggest prize, but at different levels, success, even purification, that itself is a success. Experiences are success. Your journey is a journey of success. Every day, it is like to acknowledge and to literally go through this and count the areas that you experienced and the success today in this area. These are the big successes. Ravan's success is how much gold he has collected today, and how many he has defeated and how many countries he has conquered. That is his idea of success. Here, your success is at a completely different level. The alokik experiences, that is what your destination is and your success is. Intoxication. This is, Baba uses that word. Baba likes that word, intoxication. And natural state of the soul is of bliss, is of happiness. Each time you remove any level of alloy, it gets replaced with intoxication, happiness. And each time you come in that reality, there is intoxication in anyone. And it starts. But if you do this without ego, then you are into full experience. If you bypass the ego, the experience is deeper. That is a checking that you do not have ego-based effort. That's why this language, the invisible witness, becomes conscious. That language. These are all flames, different flames. To experience amazement and wonder, that is another flame. And we are dealing with a world of wonder. Even in our practice, we use the word wonder. Every aspect is a wonder, starting from the soul. To realize that you, this invisible witness, is being of bliss. You don't need cakes and you don't need anything. Gold. Your naturally state is of bliss. All that's required is remove the rust, remove the dirt on top. That is all that's required. But every time you are coming in that space, you are discovering the wonder of the self. One sign in our the experience of soul consciousness, how wonderful me. Baba uses the expression, Vare Mai. How wonderful me. That is the language of the soul. If immortal, nothing can harm you. What an amazing thing to know. Flood and fire and terrorist, no one can harm you even the slightest. How wonderful me. In any aspect, worth writing this down and come back to this. This is the language of the invisible witness. We don't need long process. It is from today. You are discovering this. Come back to it. And it will one flame brings another flame. Fire catches fire. No? So you start this and that helps you to discover other areas of wonder. We spoke about the family. If anyone's family, there's one person who is divine, noble, it's in our limited way, some noble character. It cheers the whole family. It is pride of the whole family. It makes them happy. Here, everyone is divine, noble, and truly authentic, selfless, childlike, godlike. That's why the deities are deities, because the starting position, they all are deities. Golden age, they suddenly don't come from nowhere. They are deities, that's why when they land, they are deities. So these are all our family, true family, discovering, experiencing. And all of it, that's why the amazement about this, that this can exist. Such a reality can exist. That is the amazement. We have to revisit. The amazement is there now. Amazement is there maybe for 1 hour. But then Maya will come. Maya's big department is to say, put a full stop. Maya has its own Shrimat. Now let us get on with something else. So Maya will has a mechanism to put out the fire also. So that's why we need to stoke this fire. Benevolence is another fire. We deeply, have love, and we are happy to see benefit, for others. Why there are philanthropists? Because they get intoxication, they get happiness, doing things that are reaching and bringing real benefit for others. And depending upon each one's potential, they do the benevolence. If you have training, medical training, then you can give benefit at another level. Otherwise, you give benefit in your own level. Here, your benevolence is angelic. Your intervention is angelic. Why? What are you doing as an angel? What is this angelic benevolence? What do you do? What benevolence do you expect to see?
Making others experience what you experience. And thinking about the fire is needed to lift, this kind of intoxication is needed to lift the mountain of sorrow, as it's sometimes called. So it's kind of magic, really.
The big area here is you are reviving the one who is unconscious. Anyone who is unconscious, he is not there to ask for help. And in this case, he is unconscious and Ravan has become conscious. Ravan is representing him. Ravan doesn't even want angel to come anywhere close. Ravan wants more thought, more vices. So in such a situation, your intervention revives him, brings him back to consciousness. So it is a huge thing, and that is once he's conscious, then he doesn't need anything else. He discovers his supreme truth. He becomes free from all this department of Ravan and begging and sorrows. He becomes free. So it is a huge benevolence. So if this is the kind of intervention you can take part in, that itself is another fire. All this one flame leads to another flame. We start with one flame, and fire catches fire. It brings the other fires. What is happening at that level? Alokik. And the whole thing is alokik. We are not talking here fires connected with the story, drama. You may be doing service, in your town, and there may be lots of success coming, lots of people coming. That intoxication can be at a limited level. That is not necessarily the fire we are talking about. If you feel, there is, Ravan is also waiting there to claim this, in a limited way. Ego is waiting. Ego wants to do service, and he wants to put his name, mine, me. But this subtle, invisible, your intervention, silent, incognito, but that intervention, that is free from mixture. And then that is a fire. That fire purifies. Celebration, people in all cultures, they want what social life they say. They constantly will travel long distances for any kind of celebration. They want to take part. Even here in this country, royal family, they have some celebration of some kind, coronation, and people come from all over the world. The readers, they come. Why? Why they come? Because there is a joy in celebration. That is logic, limited. Here, your celebration is alokik celebration. You are meeting your true family. It is a silent celebration. In any celebration, what happens? There is definitely feeling of belonging to some, that is some club, that they feel they belong to that family, clan, So here, you all belong to the one family and father. There is sense of belonging, there is respect. In any celebration, there is mutual respect. And so also here, we do deep respect because you know the greatness of everyone and you know the worthiness of everyone. And there is love. Any celebration, there has to be love. There is fullness, perfection. In other celebration, they may dress smart and they will have some special ornaments, perfect ornaments. Here there is perfection of the souls and there is fullness. Everyone feels full. And there is happiness. In any celebration, there is happiness. In other celebrations, they want to experience fullness, so they eat more to experience fullness. Whereas in this, they feel full and spiritually. They don't need anything from anywhere. So silent feeling of celebration with the father and the family. And emerge all this, that celebration means there has to be respect and a sense of belonging and love and fullness and perfection and being secure. It is like a safe environment. Then it is celebration. It is over there that they will have celebration in a castle and some guards guarding the place. Here it is it's a world beyond harm. None, a story cannot harm this dimension. So very secure, ultimately secure. Yeah, you want to add anything? Say anything?
It's really nice to make a list, actually, yeah, and guess keep adding to it. There are many aspects to each of these. It may be a good time to take a break for rooms, and we can take note. There are a couple of other questions we could perhaps take later.
Yeah, sure.
And would you like to suggest a question for reflection?
And which are your fires, that you experience, you want to experience, you want to be expert, be the authority in these fires. So which is your specialty?
Yeah. Would you call them yoga fires? Fires of yoga, different fires to qualify?
Flames of
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, that's kind of a prompt really, and to begin. So enjoy, and we'll see you back just over 10 minutes. Thank you. So nice to welcome you all back, and this really beautiful, warm energy from the rooms, and lots of talk about keeping the fire alive with newness. That was one theme. But like to share maybe a few moments on revision of the first part in a meditative way. Thank you. And one inquiry that came up was how to keep the fire alive with newness and enthusiasm. So it'd be great to hear from you what you're feeling, experiencing, understanding. So I quite like the different ways of learning because I think it goes in differently. Just looking at an image or taking time to write. There's some variety that way, but sometimes it's the simplest action. It's just to simply awaken the soul. So let's hear any thoughts from you. Meanwhile, handing over back to Prashant. Thank you.
Thank you. And let us create another few minutes, this time of fire. And we have lots of reasons. Just now, the question of enthusiasm and newness. This this dimension, for us, it's a new experience. And we said it is the whole thing is like the world of disbelief. Any aspect we look at it, it is like the world of wonder. If we see the family, they all are immortal. These are family. It is like a relief. They are beyond harm, and they all are immortal, and they all are good, and they all are full. And it is, there is no, you don't need to think of some problems there. But they are divine beings, and they are noble forever. We are seeing the reality of this when it is the invisible witness. He doesn't see it as a meditation. For him, this is his world. And this is the only world. The rest is a story. And just as he is seeing this, he contributes to the benevolence on top. Because he's creating light in this area. Just your attention makes it easy for him to see him, his greatness. Life with God, we mentioned. God, we are talking, it is not some statue of God. Here we are talking about God. He is one thought away from anyone, all the souls. He is one thought away. And same thing applies to us. The factor to understand, ego truly doesn't want to be in the God's world. Ego has got other priorities. So ego will not experience the fire there. That's why you are just taking this one step of the invisible witness waking up. And his world is alokik. He belongs to this supreme friend. And they are alike. In this bond, there is equality. We are talking about God, but he sees this invisible witness with a vision of equality. not patronizing vision. Deep inside, he knows this immensely beautiful truth. In this bond, there is respect, there is love, there is friendship, and there is wisdom. Eternal bond. And no one can change this bond. Here we're talking about a bond between each one of us and God. No one can change this. And it is an eternal bond. And if this is not a wonder, what else is? It is our choice to experience it, to be in this experience, to know that this exists. In this company, we are also trying to grasp what he knows and what he feels. That is our exploration, inquiry. And that is another flame in this. Want to know what he knows. And it is like the highest here is the wisest, and you are understanding the secrets. And what he feels, towards any present scene of the theater, what he feels towards others. He is companion. He wants to be the companion. The relationship bond is close. He wants to be with the soul constantly, and we have the option to be together in this body also. Just to be aware that soul and the Father both are together using this body and doing something simple. This moment, experience that company. And be aware of this confidence in this relationship. And right, we have the right in this. Right, whole thing, right to love, right to company, right to relationship. Baba wants us to know that we have a right. And it is in this moment. Here we are talking about the highest. There are many people will be so happy to have some company of a celebrity or king. And here is the one who purifies and uplifts the whole world. kings and the subjects and makes them kings also. That's why highest of the highest. And he is offering this company. And he is one thought away. We are seeing the wonder with amazement how this mind, we got this choice to use the mind. And we have the choice as we go through the rest of the evening to know that this companion, this whole reality, alokik reality, that is a timeless scene that continues. And they are watching the story down below. Story goes on, but they are observing that story from beyond. Their world is avyakt and alokik, unearthly. Thank you. Happy to hear any thoughts or any comments, questions.
While others may be thinking, I was personally feeling this right to be very intoxicating, but it's not going to be real. It's going to be, if best, fleeting from the lower consciousness, but from the clean soul, the right, and especially to have this experience of two souls, as if using the body, simple yoga practice. Appreciated. One question, someone saying beautiful reminders. When in the Murli it said lust is the greatest enemy, is it only referring to sex lust, or is it other kinds? Or any comments on that?
Yeah, in the Murli, when it is mentioned, Baba is emphasizing the sex lust. But we also know, the Ravan's department, all the goodies that Ravan offers, they also create the bondages. And so the broader we understand, and Baba also says, be the master of all the senses. But Baba also underlines some hates of Ravana are more tamopradhan than other hates.
Yeah, thank you. There, this feeling of a right requires also some checking to make sure that Ravan isn't mixed. There's something in me like caution, sometimes not. It is also ego, sometimes the over caution, but sometimes a healthy caution, not to get carried away with a fire that's got mixed. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. When you are taking this position, the invisible witness, when you are starting from that and checking repeatedly checking that invisible witness there, and he understands his complete independence from the story. That's a huge protection from Ravan. If you are starting from Mr. Harry is loved by God, then you are opening the door to Ravan.
Nice message and also humorous. Yeah, but very true. Any final sharing? Sometimes it's nice to bring this to a kind of homework, and after that we'll have a drill from Madhavan.
It is nice for us to make the list your own experiences, and they can be very, very subtle and in a small way, but make a note of it. And when you experience these fires in a positive experiences and create enthusiasm. Fire means something that it keeps going. Once you start fire, it is there. It keeps going on its own. And it needs effort to be put out, spreads. So there are areas like word, new experiences. You want to come back to it again. These are the fires. But we are underlining it, check that they are alokik in nature, that they are not based upon the drama. Even in the spiritual language maybe, but they are connected with drama. You have to be a bit cautious, see that there is no mixture there. But meditation experiences, you are in this good area, alokik fires, and they will definitely bring the transformation. Yeah, making the list, acknowledging that yes, I experienced it. I can come back to it when I choose. Make a list of this and revisit an experience. We may also mention fire catches fire. So once you start the fire, it leads to other flames. Good luck.
Look forward to seeing the list tomorrow also. Thank you. Finish with a few minutes from Madhavan. Thank you.